welcome to the Freak Podcast. I'm your host, Sean James. I'm with my fellow co-host, Calvin Mantella.
I'm here.
All right. Here with special guests and first guest on the first ever Freak Podcast, Siggy Freud.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome, Siggy.
What's up, fellas?
How we doing? We doing good?
Yeah, feeling good, man.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Feeling light?
Feeling light, I'd say.
Perfect. All right.
You played last night at Bang, right? Bang.
I play on Thursday there.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
Yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, really excited. I've been there many times.
Many times.
But I haven't performed there, so it'll be a first.
Yeah, I haven't been yet. I'm excited. I'm
You
gonna
never
pull up.
been to Bang Bang?
Nope, never been.
Wild times there.
Really?
Yeah.
Even on Thursday, still gonna be kind of lit.
I'd say so.
Really?
I hope
Okay.
so.
Okay.
Yeah,
I better be.
sounds
I'm
okay.
gonna be there. I'll make it lit.
How did you get into the industry to start off with
The industry.
of DJing and
Yeah.
producing and stuff like that?
Yeah. I started producing in high school. I downloaded an illegal copy of, it's called Acid Pro software.
Typical.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was just like a 15-year-old kid in my room, and my dad made music, so and he still does. So I was always around music, and I just wanted to do it myself, and yeah, just kind of went at it.
So the whole family's kind of like musically inclined, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'd say so. My dad's a guitarist.
Uh-huh.
I don't really play any instruments too much. Just
No.
like to produce. So,
Okay,
but yeah,
nice.
no
I
problem.
like that. I
Yeah.
like that.
What kind of music did your dad make?
Classic rock.
Classic rock?
Yeah, he has a twin brother, so they would make music a lot, and I'd be around it in their studio, just messing around with knobs and stuff. So
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to join, becoming a DJ or producer and stuff like that?
Well, I switched to house like 3 years ago. I grew up making hip hop beats. I rapped a lot with my friends. So I got to know producing that way, and then I fell in love with house after I went to Crossed. I don't know if you heard of Crossed Festival.
I love Crossed. I went
Yeah.
for New Year's a couple years ago.
Did you? Okay. Are you going this year?
No,
Okay.
but I
Alright.
wish I was.
Yeah. I went in like 2019, and I saw Chris Lake, and
Okay,
then
dope.
after that, I was just hooked with it. So yeah, then DJing comes along with house. You know,
Right.
that's kind of how you perform. Before, when we rapped, we would do rap shows around our city and stuff. But like DJing is the way to kind of perform in productions. So
Can you tell me about that transition from hip hop to house and how it kind of goes and stuff like that?
yeah, I think there's some overlap, honestly. Yeah, you could tell. I like those fat drums, those dirty drums. I think those are present in hip hop beats that I was making, and so I transferred kind of that over. And I started to sing a little bit like before that, and I was making like indie electronic stuff. So it was kind of like a little bridge into house, and yeah, made my first house track, and I got hooked to it. Just such a fun genre.
Where are you originally from?
L.A.
LA.
Yeah.
Okay. And when did you come down to San Diego?
During the pandemic, 2020 August.
Just cause, or?
Yeah, just because my work moved to remote, I just said screw it, packed all my shit and came. And yeah, there's a huge house scene out here too. So that's what I was really,
definitely.
honestly, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
You're enjoying it, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
out
absolutely.
Living in
better than
sunny
us.
San Diego?
Yeah.
Love the weather too. Obviously.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what do you do outside of DJing for like work and stuff like that?
For work, I'm a marriage and family therapist.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I do that full time and make music, hang out with the girlfriend, and DJ pretty
Shout
much.
out to the girlfriend.
Shout out.
Kath.
Are you doing it in office or Zoom, or how are you doing all that?
I'm doing it Zoom. It's been Zoom since the pandemic. That's like the norm now for a lot. So I like it. I work from home, and if I have a break or if I have a cancellation, I just work on some beats and stuff.
I was just
so.
gonna ask you if you get to work a lot more since you're just
Yeah.
home now,
Yeah, I love it. It's good for music time, you know.
and you live right down the street from me. We just found that out though.
Yeah, we're neighbors, dude.
Our
Hey,
pregame was at your
neighbors,
house. I was like,
neighbors.
whoa.
Get a beer at Raglan or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you tell me a little bit about your musical process and stuff like that?
I like these questions.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying to be.
I told him I was like, you better be ready for this.
I love it, dude. Yeah. I think it's different each song, but most of the time, I like to start with cool drums.
I've noticed that. You start with the hi hat and then the drums kind of rolling and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's kind of like the little intro. I don't know. It depends if I'm like listening to some, kind of subgenre of house and I'm feeling inspired. I'll kind of gravitate towards that vibe. If I'm feeling dirty, I want to make like a dirty tech house track. So Damien and I focus on. I think that's in our roots. So that's something, especially along with him, we get pretty down with that. So.
And does the inspo come easily, or is it a little bit more hard to find?
Lately, it's been coming. I've been in a good zone. I've been in a good flow. I think just being around all you guys, just really passionate about music and DJing a lot. I think the inspiration really comes with being surrounded by people like that and doing it a lot. So, and with house, it's like, you get your kick and you get your bass line and it's groovy and you're like, okay, cool. Then the ideas just start flowing. So getting into it, it has been more easygoing for me lately. So
Speaking of some of the tracks you've made, can you tell me a little bit about Cold as Death?
yeah. You heard that?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I'm a
listened
big
to
fan
it.
of it. I was listening
You
to it
liked
earlier.
it a lot.
I'm a big fan. Yeah,
Thanks,
I like
man.
it.
Appreciate it. That was my first Siggy track that I released. So that was almost a year ago. Yeah, it's just like a bass house track. I made it when I was sick. Like I was kind of sick. And so I was home, wasn't going anywhere, wasn't going to the gym, wasn't socializing. I know, right? It just says
Emphasis
so
on the
much.
name Cold as Death.
Hey.
There you
I
go,
did
he's
not.
catching on.
Maybe that was subconscious of me.
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to make a banger, and it was the first house track that I was like, okay, I think I kind of want people to hear this and put it out. And yeah, it's a top song for me, so I'm proud of it for sure.
I'm definitely a fan of it.
Thanks,
and
dude.
I don't know about Calvin, but I'm a big
I
fan
enjoyed
of
it. I
it.
enjoyed it too.
Maybe Calvin, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask you a little bit about another track you made recently, Sitars.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that? That's kind of different from the previous tracks that you made. Can you go into that really quick?
Yeah, I'm getting more and more proud of that track the long it's come out. That was Damien and I's first collab. So, and it just came out really quick too. Like we had a couple sessions, we threw some ideas down, and then we tested it live a couple times, and it went really well. We played it at Shipwrecks.
I was just gonna ask about that in a second.
Yeah, and I know a track's good when I get some oohs and ahs from the crowd, and it did. So I was
Yeah, that
really
was awesome.
excited, dude. I loved it. So, yeah, it's I really like cultural, kind of ethnic. I'm Armenian, so I think there's some of my roots. in terms of-
Hey,
Are you?
he's
Armenian as well,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Armenian named
Sorry,
Sean
guys
as
are so
well.
Yeah.
hairy.
Mother's maiden name Bedoyan, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, my last name's Muradian. So
Oh,
that's
IAN, son
Yep,
of Murad. I
yep.
like that. I like that.
Yep, that's my dad.
All
so.
right. Perfect.
So
You can go. Go for it.
okay. I was just gonna ask if you have any festivals that you're like your goal in life is to play at, because I know Shipwrecks, I believe, was Damien's first, and it was your first festival as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
First
was like,
official festival, yeah.
first official one. Do
Yeah.
you have like, what's your goal, your go-to show you want to play at?
I have to go Cross, man. That's
because that's the first one.
Oh, that
The
play.
first
I go
one.
to every single Cross. I have a Cross tattoo. That's just my happy place. I go every single time. I don't miss one. So if I could play there, I think that would be just would be the cherry on top.
You'll be there soon. Don't worry about it.
I want to roll into that really quick.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of festivals and stuff like that, if you could play at Coachella, right? You can play with any DJ you would like.
Yeah.
What DJ would you like to play with at Coachella? with
Besides
you?
Damien.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Any DJ. Shoot, that's a good question.
Mhm.
Like a B2B.
Yeah. Can be someone you know, someone famous, maybe,
Yeah.
someone you inspire, something like that.
I'd say. Tell them to shut up. I'd say Chris Lake
Mm-hmm.
or Kyle Watson.
Nice. Okay. No Steve Aoki, anything like that.
I don't know if I could throw cakes at people.
Oh, come on, you look like you got an arm on you.
I could get some distance maybe. But
Right.
I'd feel bad.
Okay, perfect.
Do you have anyone else that's like really influential in your music that you listen to like get in the zone, or just when you're at the gym? You're saying you go to the gym. Like, is there anyone you listen to a lot?
It's a good question. Like the two Chris's, which are Chris Lorenzo and Chris Lake for sure. Walker and Royce, Kyle Watson. Say those are my top. I like Biscuits a lot. Probably like my top 5 for sure. So
Any other genre that you listen to besides house and stuff?
lately, if it's not house, I'm not listening.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
House or die. I like that.
so obsessed.
It's gonna be a
with
new
house.
shirt. We're gonna make you a shirt. It's gonna be called House or Die.
House or Die. I like that. But usually, I like honestly, I like indie pop a lot. I like more mellow stuff. I don't know if you've heard of Tycho.
I've heard of it. I don't really know any of it.
Okay, so I like more. Yeah.
What kind of rap music were you doing before? Like more J. Cole or more like Lil Pump? Like, what were you going for on that one?
I'm doing more like underground. Have you heard of like Jedi Mind Tricks?
No.
Like Atmosphere.
More
yeah.
lyrical? Is it more lyrical or no?
More like not nerd rap, but like have you heard of nerd rap? Kinda.
Is it like
I don't call it nerd rap, but
Nerd rap.
Like parodies? Or
Like
what?
talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
like,
solar
no.
system and talking
Okay,
about.
no, I've
like,
never heard that.
No, that's a whole
awesome,
new
dude.
genre for me.
We'll
I gotta
have-
tap into it really
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Check out
Definitely.
Jedi Mind Tricks.
After that, we'll check out Jedi
Yeah,
Mind Tricks.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Earlier you said you collabed with Damien on sitars. Can you tell me about, what it's like working with another artist? The clashing of the heads, clashing of ideas, any of that?
I don't think we clash.
Okay.
At least yet. I think we're still getting comfortable with the flow that we get in the studio. But I wouldn't consider it clash. I would just consider it, I like it because you need two ideas to align with each other.
Right.
If one of you, which is different because when you're in the zone, you're in the studio, all of your decisions are all of yours and it's just your way or the highway. But it helps kind of open your mind up a little bit too, as if you have an idea and you thought that would have been good. And then you hear, a different idea in like a certain place of a song, and it's kind of better than your original idea. You're like, okay, that helped open up my mind, and I wouldn't have ever thought of doing that there.
Almost humbles you a little bit. Not humbles, but changes your way of thinking.
For sure.
Yeah, no, you gotta have some differing ideas from yours, of course.
Yeah. Same with B2Bs. I think like if you're agreeing on a track too, like you got to make sure that you both dig it, and if you both don't feel it, you're not going to play it, which is cool because it's got to be a really combined kind of chemistry there.
Yeah, it seems difficult playing with someone else on. Maybe not difficult for you, but I'm not very musically inclined. So playing with someone else on stage and just being, going with the flow with them in front of a bunch of people, because you do you have your track set before you go on stage, like 100% set, or you kind of go with like you have an idea, right, of what you're gonna play?
We don't really plan at all. I think for Shipwrecks we definitely had like a structure just because it was a bigger festival, but usually we just kind of free flow it, which is cool. It kind of makes it organic. But when we were sitting down when we sit down for festivals and stuff, it takes a lot of time because you got to both agree on the vibe and the energy and the flow. And so it's a process, but
yeah, it sounds like a lot of management when it comes to, performing at a gig. Cause you record the set, you record all your stuff and you have it all laid out. But then when you get there, someone's vibing to something else and stuff like that. So it can be a little difficult.
Yeah, it can have its challenges, but I think that's the art of DJing too, is being able to do that. I think, obviously there's more to just pressing buttons and turning knobs.
Exactly. Right.
Getting the aux, there's a lot of like layers in terms of that's a lot of decision making.
I was gonna say, is there any movies you like about like there's DJ movies or anything? Because I remember there was a movie with Zac Efron in it. I can't remember.
Yeah,
what
I
it
saw
is.
that.
But I feel like it was a long time ago I saw it, but I remember he's just like watching everyone in the crowd.
Yeah.
And he's just going with it, and that's how I think of it like all the time.
Yeah.
Now about playing to the crowd and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not that I am a huge professional DJ or anything, but it's weird being up there. There's ways that you can sense the energy of a room, obviously by just opening up your eyes and you can see if people are dancing or not. I think that's your first indicator.
Anybody can do that, yeah.
But like you can kind of, I don't know, I think it's hard to put into words, just being able to sense like the flow and the energy of the room and, envisioning the next song and whether or not that'll be good or not. And sometimes it isn't good. Sometimes you don't choose correctly, but I like to just trust my intuition. I think you have to trust your ear and your judgment. And
seems like it's working so far for you. So
I think so. Most of the time, I think the crowds like it. So
have you had any times like where you clash with DJs? You don't have to name anyone like specifically, or like someone you're like, oh, I just like can't work with you. Like your ideas are just completely different in music, or you've never had that happen before.
No, I wouldn't say that because, like, I don't know, man. I approach this with all love and all respect. Even if there's a DJ who is like a completely different vibe from me,
right?
I still respect their art because I know it takes a lot of work. And even then, if you're B2B and you're collabing with someone who's completely different than you, that's when like cool shit can happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if anything, I like it because it can bring about new kind of windows into your music, and it challenges yourself too, because I think there's a possibility when you make music and when you DJ and let's say you're getting gigs and you're doing well, and I don't say you get cocky, but you start to just get like, you don't want to get too confident. You don't ever want to be like, oh, I'm good now and I know what I'm doing and these are the songs for sure. It's like you got to be humble, be open to opinions, be open to work.
Because you can be at the top for long and then someone else comes along and stuff like that.
Sure, yeah. And I just think music is more about, not to sound too like hippie, but it is about like the love of it, and it's just about having fun, getting a break from life, doing it because it's your passion. It's what brings people together, and so to like approach it in any other way to like exclude people or make certain things about certain choosing certain routes, choosing
Yeah, exactly.
right.
You
like,
can't make this decision. No, I don't agree.
Yeah, I just kind of see it as I think everybody can do it together.
So you kind of see it as like like a communal thing almost. Like someone brings in
Absolutely.
their ideas there, another idea here, kind of
Absolutely.
blend it together.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, you can't do that in life a lot with people, so I think it gives you an opportunity to connect in different ways
Mm-hmm.
that you wouldn't have otherwise or elsewhere. So
Perfect.
I like to approach it that
That's
way.
the good thing about music. I feel like it brings a lot of people together.
That's
Oh,
what it is.
So that's all it
right?
is. But
Yeah, you know how many cool people I've met because of music.
I met you because of music.
Yeah, I met all you guys. And being at festivals and
Mhm.
shows,
Mm-hmm.
how many cool people? Like everybody's just happy.
No, especially like
know?
house, EDM, all those. Like I always went to rap music, like Rolling Loud, Coachella. I love all those.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember my first X Decision I went to years ago with my friend, and we looked at each other like, dude, everyone's so happy here. Like we're used to going to like rap festivals, which is my favorite genre,
Mm-hmm.
but people aren't always happy at those shows. But going to like a show like that, everyone was just like, I didn't see one person like angry or upset.
Yeah.
Like I accidentally stepped on someone's toe, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, "Wait, I stepped
Right.
on your toe. Are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
okay?"
yeah,
And
exactly.
they're like, "Do you need some water?" I was like, "No, I'm
Exactly.
actually fine, but thank you."
Yeah, that's the plur life,
yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely.
yeah, I love it.
Can you tell me a little bit about mm, how long it usually takes for you to make a track? The process.
Man, I'm such a perfectionist, so almost OCD like.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll have an idea and like a majority of the song like 80% done in like maybe a couple sessions,
Mm-hmm.
and then it takes like a couple weeks straight just to mix it and like kind of get the levels right, make sure sounds fit and stuff. So with house, it takes a little less than like let's say you're rapping or doing vocals. I think that takes longer to process to
Mhm.
record vocals. So it kind of takes that out of the equation. But it would usually I would say I like to give myself maybe a month and a half to like I like to sit on songs sometimes too, just to see if it marinates, see if it kind of sits and works still after a break.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you
I'd say-
have a favorite track that you've worked on? It's a loaded question.
That's a good question. No. I think what I'm making, what Damien wants me to say, of course I want to say Sitars because that was like one of my first house collabs.
Mm-hmm.
And it just made itself. I don't know. It was very natural. We didn't have really any hang-ups or like, what should we do here? What should we do here? It's just like, you just kind of like black out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the create, not to sound like too like, oh, again, I feel like I get hippie sometimes about it, but it is kind of like
I get that. It's even with like it's anything I feel like you're passionate about. Like I remember one time I was playing football and I tackled someone and it was my teammate, like I was friends with him, but I don't remember any of it.
yeah, right.
Like everything just went black, and then I
Right.
woke up and I was like, "Oh my god!" So I feel
Yeah.
like that's anything that you're passionate about. If you hit it just right point,
Love that.
blackout.
I love that. So I would say Sitars, or
Mm-hmm.
there's some tracks I'm making right now that I really love, but I usually say that about whatever I'm working on, and then I start to hate it after a while. So, but I'm gonna say that. Right now.
Yeah. So obviously you're very involved in the music when it comes to DJ and producing. But when you go to shows and or events as a fan, what's that like for you?
I love it.
Love it.
I think that's part of what helps me know what it feels like to be in the crowd when you're
Mhm.
DJing or when you're producing. Like you have to know what it's like to be a fan.
Right.
And that's usually when I get actually my most inspiration is like after a cool show, after a good show, after a festival. I go to Coachella every year.
Mm-hmm. Someone
After
could
Coachella.
introduce something new, something you've never heard.
Yeah. Or just being in that environment, it helps you go home
Uh-huh.
and you sit there and you really envision
Yeah.
being up there, or you really envision people listening to your music.
Mhm.
And so I try to be a fan a lot, because I think that's important.
Definitely. Do you have any hobbies outside of DJing?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask.
We did just say only music, but is there
Yeah.
anything that you like to do? You're talking about the gym, like I said earlier,
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
work,
How does
girlfriend.
Siggy unwind?
How does it unwind? I don't.
Hard worker.
I'll golf sometimes.
You know,
I
golf.
just got into golf a couple years ago, so I like that. You're outside and you're just away from the studio. You're just away from the
How's-
four walls.
How's the drive?
Not good.
Ah,
That's okay. I'm terrible. We were just talking with our friend the other day about getting on the course, but
Yeah,
no,
that's
I'm
okay.
not
We're
the best.
we're both bad.
Yeah, definitely not good. But
Are you're playing at Mavericks? Do you know yet? Any
yeah, I
place?
don't know if that was announced or not, but yeah,
Soon.
I think it's set in stone almost. So
Okay, yeah, we're working. Are you excited?
oh yeah, I've been there too, so it's
Yeah, it's like
bucket
one of the
list.
bigger clubs in Pacific Beach. So
Yeah.
that should be exciting.
always a good time. It's just good, I'm all about the good vibes and just, I want people to be there who want to rock out to house. If you're there.
Do you have any specific events you like to work? Like maybe like a club, parties, private events, something like that.
Yeah, I think all of them. But yeah, I think Bang Bang was on my bucket list. I'm playing there next Thursday.
Oh, nice.
There's that.
Are you excited?
Yeah, very excited.
Perfect.
Yeah, the place is wild. Had some good times there, so it'll be cool to like be on the other side of it. But yeah, that obviously a dream would be crossed. I like afters, so I always want to play at afters. I like DJing for people who've been like partying for a while and they're like in the zone. And
I was gonna say after Shipwrecks last week, was it? We played at was it Silo?
Cielo.
Cielo, you played at that was a blast.
That was awesome.
Watching you, I forgot what song you were playing, but I was waiting because I love it every time you drop it, and then everyone just started grooving, and I was like in my head, I called that.
That must be the best as a DJ when you see everybody like that drop hits and then everybody's just going into it.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling, man. It's like, again, not to get too like, but I think that's one of the reasons why I do it. It's just like so powerful to see you evoking, an experience or an emotion for people, right? Like to know that I'm providing that for people, because I know how it is to be in the crowd. I know how it is where a DJ's just hitting every single time. I'm like, man, this guy's taking
never
us
misses.
on a journey, right?
Yeah.
And I just have like respect for them, and so just to know that like the crowd can trust me, and I'm like just giving them just emotions or feelings, whatever you want to call it, like to provide that. I think that's like really powerful.
What age did you? Because you said your dad played music. What age did you start playing music at? And like, did you know you wanted to your whole life, or like was there a certain like point in time where something happened? You're like, I want to do just music in general, obviously, because you didn't start with house.
Yeah, I started playing the drums when I was like 4.
Okay, my dad played the drums.
Oh, did he? Okay, cool. Drums are fun.
My dad was not musically inclined.
Yeah, I mean, it was him and his twin, so they just like stuck a drum machine. Well, they were drum machines too, but yeah, just that. And then I tried guitar lessons and then piano lessons later on in adulthood, and it's just always been a part of my life, and just gives me meaning, just gives me purpose, because life can be pretty mundane sometimes, and just like helps me get out of bed sometimes. You know?
Just get out, want to do it. Did you have that little like electronic drum set? It's like boop boop boop.
Yeah,
That's the one I had, and then after that, my parents were like, he's not gonna play music at all.
Did you ever play any instruments?
Guitar, and I actually have a little little mini MIDI at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
You ever record anything?
No, I'm very, very new to it.
You gotta get some guitar on our tracks.
Yeah, I know.
He's got a great voice. I want him to start singing.
You could sing?
A little bit, not too much, not too
okay.
much.
When we're in the car,
Don't
I
wanna-
can hear it.
Don't want to brag.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hear some later.
Yeah.
I heard you were a singer in your time as well.
I tried singing.
You tried?
I wouldn't consider myself a singer.
Oh, come on.
I mean, with software, you can like correct notes, and I just had to do a shitload of processing on my vocals to make them sound like kind of bearable.
Right.
But yeah,
Like almost T-Pain. Lots of auto
not
tune.
quite, not quite T-Painy, almost, but yeah,
you
a little more
would
subtle. So yeah.
Do you have anything you want to shout out before we end this? Like, is there any shows coming up, any music coming out, anything at all that you want people to know about?
Yeah, for sure. Follow me, Siggy Freud Music on Instagram. I don't think I have anything else. Follow me on Spotify, SoundCloud. I got some remixes up there on SoundCloud. And then I do have a new single coming out called Kings, and it's the first official song on the label of Control and Freak. I'm really proud of.
Okay, a little preview after this coming up.
Yeah, if you guys want to play it, I'll have the mastered version. You can turn that up, bump it. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
This was great. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you for coming, man.
Thanks,
Make sure
guys.
you guys check out Siggy Freud.
You guys are awesome.
Woo.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah.